Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Eldest Son of Chronos and Was God of Kindness? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to It's Elascus for suggesting this idea. I hope I said your username right. I'm sorry for butchering it. Anyways, moving onwards, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Apollo Uchiha channel as well if you haven't done so already. By the way, there's a short movie uploaded there. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do so after this one. Anyways, enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in the ancient Greek times when the Titans ruled over humankind, and the king of Titans, known as Chronos, has just learned about the prophecy and has been adamant on consuming each and every of his child that he has ever brought into this world with his queen and wife, Rhea, the goddess, the titaness of motherhood. And today was the day when Rhea has hid the Zeus, her final child, and given a rock to the mad titan to consume, who consumed it without us any second thought. As the rock was consumed, we see that the other siblings who were waiting in the stomach watched this. You think it would be a time now? Asked Hera, as her older siblings were also there. Maybe we should ask Big Brother, said Hades, the oldest of them. Yeah, I think we should, said Poseidon, as Hestia, Demeter, and Hera, who were also there, also agreed to this. And so they went towards their older brother, who was resting, alongside with Hestia, who was there. So, what is it? Is our baby brother here or not? It's a bunch of rocks, as Naruto had a smile on his face as he said. Then it is time, young ones. Sooner or later our brother will arrive and free us. You don't need to worry about anything. But brother, what will happen after that? I'll make sure nothing happens to all of you. I'll buy you enough time so all of you can escape with mother and come up with a plan. But what about you, brother? Said Poseidon. You don't need to worry about me, brother. All you have to worry about is your own self. And for our mother. You will help Zeus when the time comes. Mother has just given me his name. He is quite beautiful as he is. Silver hair, stormy blue eyes, and white skin. Like clouds. Sounds to me that he is the one you like the most. I like all of you, Hades. All of you are quite precious to me, my little siblings. Never forget that, said Naruto, giving them a hug. And so, the time came when Zeus, who grew up within blink of an eye in months, was ready to face Chronos. And so, Naruto said, it is time. What? As soon they all were disengulfed and barfed up by Chronos, as Naruto then stood there, as his other siblings then dashed towards their mother and their brother. Why are you waiting there, brother? We have to leave. I will buy you enough time, my little brother, Zeus. Watch over our siblings and mother, please. As after that we see the Titans unleashed fury upon them, or tried to do so, while Naruto, with two of his shurikens, his godly weapon that was gifted to him already, then began to stop it. You insolent child! You dare defy your own father? I have to, because even if I am the god of kindness, I am someone who needs to stop you, because you don't deserve any of it. And so, now we see Naruto was able to go head to head with the Titans as well as his own father, until Zeus and the others came up with a plan. With the help of the others, they revolted, and soon the Titans fell. But alongside them, Naruto was injured gravely, so much so that he was alive, because there was minimum amount of kindness left, and no amount of prayers could heal him. As now we see, Naruto could only think of one thing to save himself, as his siblings were shedding tears, while Zeus was standing there with a serious expression, because his oldest brother has just sacrificed himself for all of them, giving them a chance to fight. I know you all will become great gods one day. I'm sorry, Mother, but this is all I can do for them. I'm sorry, everyone. I let you down. I'm proud of all of you, especially you, Zeus, because you showed exceptional courage and leadership. I, I don't know, brother, about any of that. I think I have to go to sleep for the time being because I have used a lot of my strength, said Naruto, as his blood, which was golden, was coming out of his mouth as well as the wounds of his body. But in due time, I know things will change. You will become the best version of yourselves. And so, Naruto fell asleep by turning himself into a stone. As Zeus witnessed that his siblings were crying, all of them were, even his own mother, and he himself touched his eyes to see that they were moist. He couldn't he couldn't admit it, but he was sad. For only a brief moment that he has known his oldest brother, he knew that he was the one that he felt a strong connection to, someone who understood him as family. And as time passed by, finally, the Titans were sent to Tartarus, and the regime of Titans ended on humans, and so the regime of gods began. But even then, them being the gods and the ones who watched over the world made some mistakes that led to the birth of some new gods, and that led to some events. As for now, we finally go to present, where we see that in a garden, in a secluded place to Mount Olympus, on which only the elder Olympian gods were allowed to visit, not even the younger ones, was sneaking in Athena and Artemis to rest. As now we see, Athena has a knack of studying and knowing about everything since she was the goddess of knowledge and warfare tactics and of war. So she wanted to know about her eldest uncle. Unlike the two who were present here, who didn't have that much of a good relation with their father, and one of them was basically her enemy, she wanted to know just why did he deserve the title of the god of kindness, if anything else. As now we see, both of them were hiding, while the other Olympians, for the first time, the witness were gathered there, and they were all solemn and sad. Putting aside all of their rivalries and differences, they all were in union in this moment and looked quite sad as well. And there was a Titaness, their grandmother, Mother Rhea, who was also present there, because today was the day when their older brother had turned into stone, giving them a time to escape. And ever since then, every year they have gathered here once Mount Olympus was created, and they have moved here to commemorate to him, where his statue rested. As after all of them were gone, we see both of them came out. So this is our oldest uncle, said Artemis, not looking slightly impressed, because he was a male, and she detested each and every ounce of males in their existence, especially her brother, if anything else. And so now we see Athena then said, yes, but from what I have learned from the history, or the history that is told to us by Aunt Hestia, he is one of the kindest to ever exist. And even the Titans admit that he was one of the kindest. And because of his kindness, the Titans, some of them are allowed to exist without them being sent to Tartarus, who sided with us. I see. But why are they here commemorating like that? It's kind of disturbing. Don't you admit it, sister? I mean, father and the others have never gotten along. Artemis, I think you should stop. Why? I mean, think about it. All of them fight and bicker with one another, and yet they were here in moment of peace. That is because, daughter, our older brother watched over all of us. I might have not known him to the better extent while the others did. From what I can tell, for what I have seen and spent time with him, as little it may be, he was one of the best older brothers one could ask for. Yes, he was the only comfort we had there. So next time you watch your tone, Artemis, because we won't be so lenient. As Hestia also agreed to them, as everyone, both of the goddesses were shocked to see that the most kindest goddess, Aunt Hestia of theirs, was also agreeing to this. Aunt Hestia, we're sorry. Yes, you should have stayed away, Athena. There are some things that even you are restricted to, my daughter. Now, as much as I love both of you, you two are going to have some sort of punishment. And that is, you will not be watching over your domains for the next 100 years. What? But father! Yes, that is your punishment. And you are to never set a foot here. This place is the resting ground of my older brother, and the one who is the true founder of Mount Olympus, who put the foundation down to it. And I would not accept any sort of disrespect towards him, not even from my own children, especially not from them. Yes, father, we apologize, said Athena, as she saw her father was seriously furious at this time, while the others also held a serious expression, until Grandmother Rhea arrived. Enough, Zeus. But mother, this is a place, a resting ground for our brother. Even if it is, he wouldn't want this from you. You know that, right? But they're insulting him, said Poseidon. Yes, mother, and we detest anyone who ever insults him. You know that, right? I know, my children. I know more than anyone that if anything you all adore is your older brother, but he wouldn't want this from you, now would he? I have asked Fates again and again, begged Kyosama, and he has given me an answer. Your older brother Naruto will be coming back. What? Said Zeus as his eyes widened. Yes, he will be coming back. He will be revived soon. As the kindness is growing, he and his domain is growing stronger. And soon enough, he will be able to heal himself. Until the day Naruto is resurrected, you two are to remain and watch over this garden. And let the whole Olympus and the camps know about this. And so, finally the present came, in which we see the Greeks have moved alongside Mount Olympus from Greece to New York City in USA, up on top of the Empire State Building, hidden away from the mortal praying eyes, had many demigods alongside the others. As everything was going peaceful, we see there was a council going on in which Hera was mad at her husband once more, while Poseidon and Athena were arguing, and Artemis as well as her brothers were bickering. As this was going on, we see Mother Rhea arrived, with a smiling expression. It's time, my children. Time for what, Grandma? Soon it will be revealed. It's time, said Zeus as he had a smile on his face, as now we see he and all of them arrived in a garden that most of the young gods were not aware still existed. Who is that, father? Asked Apollo, until he had a vision. It's Uncle Naruto. Wait, what? We have an uncle? Yeah. He's going to be the coolest uncle ever. As now we see, Apollo was quite happy and giddy about that. As now we see, the other young gods were quite amused at that, as that is when the statue glowed golden until it cracked, as Naruto was standing there, wearing his traditional toga, that was not so revealing or demanding attention like the others. What is going on here? Brother, you're back. As all of the older Olympians turned into the little siblings that they once were and dashed towards their older brother, giving him a tight hug, as tears were falling from their eyes. As now we see, Zeus was standing there, as Naruto gave them all a hug. It's nice to meet all of you again. Come on in, Zeus. Why are you waiting there, little brother? As Zeus dashed in and gave his brother a hug. Wow, you all have grown older than me. Over the time. Yes, brother, we have. I guess I remained in this form. I guess I can grow up as well. No, said Hestia, as well as his mother, as Naruto looked at them with an amused expression. Why? You can grow up as normally as you were growing, son. What kind of older brother would I be if my all little siblings have just grown up? Oh, I wish to hear about all of your life events. And so Naruto was brought into the council and introduced to all the younger gods. And soon enough, Naruto, after meeting with all of them with kindness, was introduced to Camp of Blood as well as to Camp Jupiter, who were both shocked to find out about that Naruto was the only neutral god that was without any demigod and whatnot, or without a seat in council, but yet held the most power in Mount Olympus because he was the founder of it. And not only that, he also had great adoration, loyalty, as well as respect from all the elder Olympian gods, even the big three. That was something shocking to the all demigods. As this was going on, we see a feast was being held as Naruto was chuckling and watching all of his siblings and the other gods who were there with a smile on his face until the younger ones arrived. As Athena, Artemis, Aphrodite, Hephaestus, as well as Ares, Apollo, and Hermes all arrived there alongside with Dionysus. "What's up, Unc?" said Ares. "It's nice to meet you, Ares. I can sense that your domain and my domain might contradict, but I hope that it won't be, um, you know, any reason for us to have conflicts, right?" "Of course not, Uncle. I've heard how legendary you were, beating the old ass grandpa over there and the whole Titans. That was something I can respect." "Well, I'm sure you can, kid." As Naruto, being the older one, still used to it, ruffled Ares' hair, as everyone then looked at Ares, especially the older ones, because they knew that Ares would lash out if anyone did that. Even Zeus did that, but he didn't. As what everyone saw was something bewildered. Ares smiled, like a kid who was quite happy that he earned some compliments and pride of his uncle. As not only that, Naruto also heard the tales about Athena as well as Artemis, as well as about Hephaestus as well. "Well, I gotta say this one, nephew. You certainly are quite gifted." "What?" said Hephaestus. "Because of your talent and the things you craft. You are the main reason why Olympus is as it is today. Because you watch over and maintain all of their weapons and their chariots, don't you?" "Well, I tend to do that, but I don't ask for anything in return. And that is something that is quite great and admirable, son. You don't need to hold yourself too down." You think so?" "Of course." As after that, Naruto met with his nieces, Athena and Artemis, as both of them were quite, well, sorry for what they have said in the past, and Naruto quickly accepted their apology and even patted their heads. It was fine in his books. As now we see, Apollo and Hermes was trying to tell their side of the tales and how cool they were. You kind of remind me of Helios, the only Titan friend that I had before he faded. It's kind of sad that he's gone now. Yeah, he used to tell me a lot about his friend with a golden heart. And that is why he liked the color gold so much." Classic Helios. Leave it up to him to pass down his shtick to the younger generation. "Yep, I guess you can say that, Uncle." As after that we see Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon arrive. "Brother, can we have a moment of your word, please?" "Of course. We are hoping that you would accept a seat in the council of Mount Olympus alongside us. But aren't the seats already completed?" "Yes. And we know that Dionysus is not that much serious of a god, so he will give up his seat." "I then have to decline, brothers." "Why?" "Why, brother?" said Zeus. It's nothing what you think it is. It's that I'm just happy as things are. And besides, it will give me time, since I was locked away and was quite adamant of your rules, as you say, to allow visit your children and watch over them. They too are the family, right?" "Of course they are, but you don't need to delude yourself, brother. I can sense your life essence in demigods down there, all three of yours." "Yes, well, you see, once you were sealed, many things were not same. We were not the same siblings that you told us to be, brother," said Hades as well as Poseidon, as they looked disappointed, as Zeus as well. "It's all right. Young ones tend to make mistakes, but it is the job of the older ones to make sure that they rectify them and help them rectify it. So yeah, you better make up again and make sure you don't betray your other half's trust. Especially you, Zeus. I have heard a lot from Hera because she has been complaining a lot." "Of course she is. Now listen, brother, I'm not disappointed. But what you did because of your paranoia is dangerous, and it could harm a lot of your relations, brother. I will promise that I will try my best to change. I know you will. Now come over here and give your old brother a hug. As the three of them hugged, we see that down there in deep pits of Tartarus, the Titans, those who were slayed, were now once more raging. Why? Because the one who caused all of this, the one who gave the will to the gods to fight, was Naruto. And he was back again. What are you gonna do, Chronos? Your child is back. He will pay for the insolence that he committed, and he will pay with his life. You will do no such thing, Chronos, said a voice that Chronos or any other Titan hasn't heard in a quite long time. Rhea, what are you doing here? I was checking upon you because I had a nightmare, and I am making sure that you or any of your essence won't escape. And so, she made sure that it didn't. All the while, Naruto, with his kindness, was opening up to both the Olympian side of the demigods and to the Roman side as well. The Roman sides of his siblings were a little bit stricter, but nothing he couldn't ease up into them being the little kids as they were. And surely enough, Naruto was now regarded as the one who watched over them and adored them, the loving uncle that everyone needed, and the one who didn't got accepted by their parents. The unclaimed ones were all claimed by him as his temple was made. As now we see, his sisters were quite amused at this. Brother, why would you do that? Well, yes, uncle, we want to know as well. Some of them had purpose to. Well, that is no reason for them to be feeling that they are unloved. So I claimed all of those children who were not claimed by the others, making them my own. Besides, I'm not the one to be left behind. Since you all get to all have children, why not me? Because, brother, there's someone who has been waiting for you, said Hera. Who? Hestia, who else do you think, brother? Said Demeter. Oh, what? Little Hestia has loved you as far as I can remember. And the only reason why she took that oath was that on condition until you arrive, her oath will remain as it is, for her to remain a virgin. And recently her oath was forfeited since you have resurrected Naruto. What? Is this truth, mother? Sisters? Of course it is. You can ask brothers if you want to. The only wish she had was to marry you. And I don't think she will take this kindly that you're accepting demigods who are not even yours. Well, even if I didn't sire them, I didn't want them to feel left out. And besides, they will have a loving family there, don't they? Yes, of course they will. I made sure of that, said Rhea. Of course, mother, I know you would have. As after that we see, Naruto found Hestia where she was. Hey Hestia. Yes, brother. What is it? As Hestia was resting by her hearth, I talked with sisters and mother, and they told me about something. Oh, what is it? You forfeited your oath. Oh, I did, said Hestia as Icar rushed to her face as she had golden blush on her face. I did. Why did you do that? Because I loved you, brother. I still do. As Hestia looked down, as Naruto smiled at her. Maybe we should take things slow. What do you say? I'm okay with that. As in modern terms they say, first we become friends and then we date and then we fall in love. Yes. And so Naruto instead started to balance his life and adjusted himself into this new timeline. As he was giving time to his brothers and siblings, listening to their worries and woes as well as being the mediator between them, he also visited his children as well as the demigods as much as he could, which has boosted up the morale and loyalty towards the gods from both of the camps. And not only that, he also has now been going on with dates with Hestia. The only people that he hasn't met was the hunters, and that day came soon when, while he was in the camp, he bumped into one of the children. Oh, I'm sorry there, child. I didn't see you there, said Naruto in a civilian clothes. Stay away from me, man. Who even are you, and why are you even here in Camp of Blood? Oh, my name is Naruto, and I'm here because this is my home. So you're a demigod, huh? As Naruto got quite curious. So, what if I am? While the other demigods were watching this with amusement, the one with the tiara then said, "Enough, Phoebe." Apologized to him instantly. "Why? This man bumped into me." "You know who you're talking to, right?" "Who is it?" "Zoe, this is the eldest Olympian, the soul of Mount Olympus, the god of kindness, Naruto himself." As Phoebe, after hearing about this, was quite shocked and bowed. "It's alright, young one. I know that you didn't mean it like that if you knew I was a god, but it would be kind if you acted kinder to others, at least before knowing if they're scum or not. We we will take your advice to the heart, my lord. It's alright, young Zoe. I hope young Artemis won't be aware of this, right? So that young Phoebe won't get into trouble." "Of course, my lord. It will be kept a secret." "Yep, then we're fine, I guess." "Unfortunately, that can't be possible, Uncle. Young Phoebe has insulted you, and that is something that is unacceptable." "I apologize, my lady. I apologize again, my lord." "It's fine. You don't need to." "Fine, Uncle, if you say so. I apologize on her behalf as well." "What is wrong with you? I said you don't need to." As that is when Artemis smiled. "Finally. I finally have gotten back to you, Uncle Naruto." Back to me for what?" "For being always so kind. I have been talking to the others, and they say that you need to, restrict your kindness a bit. In this world, if you show kindness to everyone, you will be consumed and devoured before a second thought. But showing kindness doesn't mean you're showing weakness. I am plenty strong, you know that, right?" "Yes, I know that. And besides, I know they didn't mean any harm. They have went through quite a traumatic event, from what you have told me about, each and every one of them. I am so sorry for what has happened. I just wish if things would have been different, we might have crossed paths way earlier, and I might have even saved you." "I'm sure you would have, Uncle. I'm sure you would have," said Artemis with a smile on her face. Artemis wouldn't admit it. The god that she insulted in the past when he was a stone, once he was resurrected and she got to know him, she realized why Auntie Hestia forsaken her vow and why she was now going to marry him in the future. And not only that, why he was considered and dubbed with the title of God of Kindness, because he really was kind, and even could make the most strongest and coldest heart melt. The only thing he failed to do was his own father's. But now he had people who were strong and quite protective of him, protecting him. Especially Aunt Hestia, who didn't like any other of her family member getting too close to her beloved, as she would say. As now we see, after that Naruto looked at his phone that he has gotten. "Oh crap, I gotta go." As Naruto was leaving, we see him bump into a kid with black hair and green eyes. "Ow, Uncle, watch where you're going." "Sorry, Percy. I'm in a hurry." "I guess you might have missed your date with Aunt Hestia, haven't you, Uncle?" "Yeah, you can say that, Annabeth. You're like your mother, you know that?" "You've told me every time we meet," said Annabeth while rolling her eyes. "Well, good luck, you two, on your date as well." As both of them blushed. "We're not dating yet," said Annabeth under her breath. Well, Percy said the same thing, but instead of yet, he just said it out loud. "We're not dating yet, Uncle." "Who knows? We might never will." Ugh, this idiot. As now we see, Naruto arrived, wearing normal clothing, a white t-shirt with black jacket and blue jeans with white sneakers, into the street where Hestia, wearing a moderate dress, was waiting. "Took you long enough." "Well, I was busy, you know." "I've seen it from the campfire." "Quite an eventful day, wasn't it?" "Well, it was, but I had to make up to my commitment now, did I?" "Well, shall we?" "Of course we shall, my lady." As now we see Naruto and Hestia having the great time, and as time passed while the demigods grew with peace and without ever going to war ever again, and all of them being claimed, Naruto and Hestia's marriage date came close, and soon the two of them married, while the others were all there present on Mount Olympus, even the Romans, for this union. As soon enough, it became evident when chaos itself arrived and patted Naruto on the head, saying that Chaos was proud of Naruto before leaving and congratulating him and their union was more than enough for Mount Olympus to know that chaos itself was now on their side, since Naruto, their brother, was there. As Naruto and his siblings were having festival for a whole year after that, celebrating Hestia and Naruto's marriage. And Naruto, he was finally happy that his own siblings and his family were all happy, no longer in the pits of their father's stomach, and them being the only light in all the darkness of their father's stomach. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is it for the day, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.